Alright, welcome back. So our section today is 6.1 day 2 and it's talking about functions. Okay. Your warm-up is to just tell me what is the definition of a relation, and we defined that yesterday in our notes. Okay. So today we'll be talking about a special relation called a function. Okay. It's actually 2 of the 4 relations we talked about yesterday. But a function is a type of relation that assigns exactly one output to each input, okay? So I'm not going to have more than one output to a certain number, okay, or to a certain input, I should say. So an example of a function would be the relation between pressing a key on a keyboard and the letter that appears on the monitor. So when I press A on my keyboard, A appears on the screen of a computer, right? B on a keyboard, I get B. Z on a keyboard, I get Z. Now this should look familiar to you. We did this one yesterday. This is just a one-to-one. Okay? One input has exactly one output. Okay? Nothing repeats, nothing like that. So a one-to-one is easy. Definitely a function. So yes, a function. Okay? Another one. So the relation of buying any product in a store that is selling everything in the store for $5. So a bowl costs $5, glass costs $5, and a plate costs $5. Okay? Those are all arrows. My little arrows are really bad today. Okay? And remember, this is a many-to-one relation that we saw yesterday. Okay. So again, this is a function. So if it's a one-to-one relation or a many-to-one relation, it is a function. Okay? So if you see any of these two graphs, or maps, I don't really call them graphs, that is a one-to-one relation. Okay? So I have some notes here. Not all functions, all functions are relations here. So a function is definitely relations, no questions asked. But not all relations are functions, okay? Which makes sense, because one-to-many and many-to-many relations will never be functions, okay? So this bold piece right here, you need to remember that. Okay, so remember that's my diagram where I have like A and B, 1, 2, 3, and A is going to 1, 2, and 3. A has more than one output, and that's bad. And the many-to-many is where, B is going, or 2 is going to B as well as A. Okay, all right. So let's just decide, if I give you some of these things, we just want to decide if it's a relation or not. Okay, so they give me an athlete number, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, your inputs and your outputs, you never want them to repeat numbers, okay? And I'm just going to put these in order from least to greatest here, 139, 143, 145, and 151, okay? So 1 goes to 145, 2 goes to 143, 3 goes to 139, 4 goes to 151, and 5 also goes to 151. So again, if I look back at my functions, we need a one-to-one or a many-to-one. So the only thing that I have a problem that I need to check is these are all one-to-one pieces right here, but 4 and 5 are both going to 151, and that's a many-to-one, and that's okay. So I would say yes, this is a function. Okay. Okay, now instead of looking at this type of mapping, okay, I can look at a graph to decide if something is a function, okay? So there's 2 ways to tell, and it's called you use the vertical line test if you're given a graph. And here's a formal definition. If a relation is a function, then any vertical line, remember vertical line is up and down like that, okay, through a graph will have only one point, okay? So if I look at this, I'm given a table and I'm going to graph these, okay? Pretty simple. I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my x, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my y. So I have the point 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, okay? And if I look at this, I don't even have to draw a line through them. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a straight edge. It's a gift card, but if I draw a vertical line through a point, see how I only have this point on this line? There's no other point. And if I do it through this line, no other point. This line, my graphing was a little bit off, but no, nothing. So I can actually draw a physical vertical line through all of these, and none of them pass through a second point. You with me? I should have done it in a different color, I'm sorry. Okay. So this passes the vertical line test. There's only one point on each of these lines, right? They're all right here. My graphing ability was very poor there. So this should actually be at the point 2 here. Okay. So this would be yes, it is a function. Okay. In your homework, now I made us plot this. For the homework, they'll actually give you 2 graphs. So again, I'm just going to kind of look. And if I keep looking through this, and if I draw any vertical line through here, so maybe there, and there, and there, I can just keep looking at all these different vertical lines. My line never passes through 2 pieces of the graph. It's only one at a time, right? Okay, as you can see, right there it crosses, right there it crosses, right there it crosses. It never crosses twice. So by the vertical line test, yes, this is a function. Ooh, function. Let's spell that correctly. But this one, if I look here, notice how when I draw my vertical line, it passes through 2 points. So this would not be a function. Wow, be a function. I cannot write tonight. Okay, so you'll have a couple of these questions where they give you the graph and get some sort of straight edge. I'm just using my gift card here. And just draw it through, or you can even just use your pencil. Okay, is it hitting 2 points on my line? Okay, here it clearly is. Boom, boom. So your homework is 9 through 19 all. That's about 10 problems. But I'm sure you can do it. We will see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye.